So there has been a new strategy found inside of Citadel Daymores, and today we're going to have a little bit of fun with it and check it out inside of Haunted Havoc, which kind of wasn't the best mode to do it on. But drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the video. If you want to unlock the brand new Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos inside of Black Ops 6, check out Mitch Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty, which will help you grind out weekly events, camos, and unlocks completely legitimately for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Code SPAZO for 5% off. So apparently there's a new glitch on Citadel. Now, I don't really know how long this has been around. I think the founder of this is Lacardo on YouTube, so shout out to him. But today we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to see just how good this is. We are going to be using the Lion Sword today, so we're going to have to go ahead and build that. We are on Haunted Havoc mode. I mean, I don't think I can play any other mode than this, so please don't take it out of the game. We're also using the MP5 today, or I guess you could call it the C9. We're using the 10mm magazine attachment, whatever it is. Buffs the damage a lot, so it's kind of nice. Turns us into an absolute beast instead of zombies. But yeah, that's the gun I figured we would bring in today. Again, it's not really a big deal which weapon we have. We're obviously just going to be getting the Lion Sword for this. We're not really going to be reliant on our gun. That's the thing about Citadel, is you don't really use your guns much. Sometimes you can, like some strategies in this map, you can be really reliant on it, but for the most part, it's pretty much you're either using a sword or you're throwing a Molotov on the ground. That's pretty much what this map offers, but we are going to pick up some of our perks while we're here in spawn. Just try and get as many as possible. We obviously are going to need the Melee Macchiato perk. We probably will try and stay in spawn till about round 10-ish. Just so we can dip and then start kind of building the sword. Maybe like round 8 or 9 we'll leave spawn. I think that should be kind of a good area. We'll probably just grab a few more perks and then just start getting out of here so we can actually get Pack-a-Punch open. We do have a Casimir, which is going to help us a lot when it comes to getting that thing open. There's an insta-kill. That's super duper helpful. We can take down this Mimic. Leave me alone, buddy. But yeah, this should be a pretty cool game, and maybe you guys can use this strategy to help you on the Death Pit. I know a lot of people like a ton of different strategies, including myself. Like, I cannot sit there and do the same strategy over and over and over again. I get super bored. A lot of the times, I'll post these strategies just to kind of help a lot of people out. And a lot of people always wonder, they're like, dude, why don't you just oil trap? To me, the oil trap strategy is so boring. I did it, right? I've done it a little bit, not as much as other people. But anymore, man, that is so boring. Like, I cannot help myself but to be bored by it. Like, I will buy the Molotov from the crafting table or the workbench, and I will be bored before I can even work my way to the actual oil trap. It's that bad. Now, if you use it, whatever, props to you. But one thing I did want to talk about today in today's video is Black Ops 7 could be releasing early. Now, this is pretty interesting. Now, this is all rumors, you know, this isn't nothing true, but one, a lot of people want it to release sooner, right? So a lot of people kind of create this idea that, man, maybe it is, but it does kind of seem like there might be some truth to that. If you guys didn't notice, they moved the Chucky event up, released it sooner. They're releasing another event in 2 days, right? Which is a lot sooner. Like, there's a lot of things releasing super fast, and things are being moved into the files that maybe just wouldn't be done yet, I guess is the best way you can say, right? So who knows? Could Black Ops 7 release on November 7th? There's a slim chance. Could they be like, we're just going to release it 3 days earlier? There's a slim chance, but who knows? Let me know in the comment section if you guys would support an earlier release. I'm going to be honest, I would. 100%. I would be super hyped if they were like, we're going to release it the 7th. I want to play the new game. I like Black Ops 6, but I have spent a lot of time on Black Ops 6. I'm ready to be done with Black Ops 6, to be completely honest with you guys. And I know most of you guys are as well. So it's okay to be ready for the next game. Then I know a lot of people who don't want a early release. I know a lot of people say take time off of work to stay home for a few days whenever the game releases. Perfectly fine. And then that would be messed up. Understandable. Say maybe people don't want the game to be infested with bugs, so they're like, man, maybe a early release would mean more bugs. Fully understandable. But I think if they were like, you know, we're going to release it sooner, I think that would mean the game's pretty good. Every game's going to have bugs. Every game's going to be broken in some extent. Black Ops 6 still has a ton of bugs. Freaking GTA 5, a game that's been out for years, still has bugs, right? So no game's ever not going to have them. So, I mean, no matter what you do, you're always going to have bugs. So that doesn't really apply, in my opinion, right? But, I mean, yeah, I would be in full support of that. There we go. So now we're on round 10. We can wait to see if we can get one of these night zombies to spawn in. So we can then actually get this lion sword built, which doesn't take long. And then we can actually get into our strategy. Okay, we got our lion sword, so now we want to go ahead and head over here and actually grab this wheel so we can turn this. So there's that right there. Now let's head back up top to the actual cannon. Let's try not to end the round. Hopefully this works pretty well. I've seen quite a bit of people do this so far since it's kind of been discovered. We got a Sigma KSV stamp. We don't need that, of course. Good things is the lion sword is probably the easiest sword to get. So you can kind of have the best one right away. But now we can go ahead and place this here. Wait, oh, I almost forgot. We need the blowtorch. Dude, I have forgotten this so much. It's been a minute since I have played Citadel, I'm not gonna lie. So being able to come back and do this is kind of nice. But yeah, I haven't really paid too much mind to all this stuff in the game. But we can go back over here now. Let me know in the comments section, should Black Ops 7 continue the side Easter eggs that Black Ops 6 did? That's one thing that Black Ops 6 did very good with, I think, is the side Easter eggs. For sure. Okay, now we can put this up here. Now we can crank it. So we're going to want to kind of turn it to where it's almost at an angle facing like the right side of the doorway. Almost like you want to face Melee Macchiato. So kind of like that in a sense. Now, or we can turn it, say, well, that was actually the wrong way. But we can kind of lay down in this area. We got to keep turning it for a second. Zombie, do you really got to be a bother to me right now? We can go ahead and turn it. Come on, you cannon. Come on. Holy moly, we got to watch out for zombies. There's a nuke. Grab that. Keep cranking it. Okay, we gotta turn it back. Oh my gosh, you gotta do it in one sitting. There's a mutant injection. Might need to just grab my ether shroud real quick. Really no big deal. A lot of times, a lot of people do this in standard, but we're gonna do it in Haunted Havoc. So let's crank the rotation cannon all the way till we kind of get it flipped around. Come on. There we go. Okay. So now we just want to go ahead and kind of almost lay down like right in this area, sort of kind of by the cannon. This will kind of give us it's an interesting, tricky location. So you kind of want to lay backwards. Let's take down some of these zombies real quick. Oh. So you kind of want to like lay down into the cannon almost and kind of turn around. Like see how that's right there, and then we're kind of lined up with this. Now the zombies will kind of just stand in front of us almost, and we just use our sword to kill them. So yeah, we'll get out of it here in a second, and then we'll get back in it. But I'm trying to showcase it to you guys exactly how it works. See, these zombies, with our sword, we can just easily kill them. Of course, they're just going to stand right in front of us. Now this applies for pretty much all rules of the thumb here. Every enemy, the parasites will stack up on top of you. Your rounds won't flip, of course, until you kill them. But you can use this to your advantage. Very rarely will you get hit by an enemy here. So, I mean, hey, use it, man. Black Ops 6 is almost over, so have fun with this, right? Come on, zombies. Okay, he's dead, and then we have one right here. So, I'll show you guys exactly kind of how I almost do it in a sense. So, let's kill this mimic. We can just kind of say slide back. You don't have to slide back. You can kind of do this and then just turn around and kind of just scroll or crawl backwards. The zombies will come up to you and start swinging. If they hit you, you're not there. Again, they can sometimes hit you, so you kind of got to be mindful that maybe the zombie, your luck, it hit you right when you got in it, right? But you're still in it. So you just kind of got to toy with it a little bit is the best of advice I got, really. Here's an amalgam. We can just go ahead and keep swinging. Come on, zombies. Bring it on. There's a mimic. Now, I recommend, say, if you have a mimic spawn on top of you, to kind of just keep playing with it a little bit and moving towards him. Try not to let him knock you out. You can always, you know, Ether Shroud if you have to, or do whatever you got to do. Now, here's the big question. Can we use our sword special ability while laying down? Let's see. Bada bing, bada boom, we can. That's how you do it. Nice. That'll make the amalgams pretty easy. Now, you can use other swords as well, but, you know, obviously this one's going to regen your armor, so it's going to be a little bit better for you. Okay, round 17. On the special zombie rounds, I recommend just getting out of it. Just so you can make these rounds go by a little bit easier. It ain't too nasty bad. There's a monkey bomb. I'd rather just keep my Casimirs. If I ever need them, I can just throw one. Ain't no big deal. Kill the rest of these little jack-o'-lantern zombies. Come here, parasites. Vermin. Bring it on. Holy moly, I keep missing every single one of my swings here. Jeesh. Okay. Now we can continue grinding. We only have like one... Oh, I was going to say, one more guy left. But no, there in fact was not one more. Freaking mimic. Get out of here. Okay, here we go. Here's our last fella. Parasites. No? Okay. Dude, every time I think it's the last enemy, it just very much proves that it's not. Where is this guy at? There he is. Why is he so far? Alright. Let's just go ahead and we can just come down here, walk in, turn around, just kind of get inside of the middle area. We should be good. Should be perfectly fine right here. We can just hold down our trigger, to be honest. We don't even really need to mess around with that and swing. Just hold it down, let the sword auto swing. Got a Doppelgas right here. We got our special ability. Yeah, just be mindful, you know, that, you know, you could get hit. That might not sound good to some of you guys, but trust me, it ain't going to be too bad, right? We shouldn't barely ever take much damage unless we get knocked out or something, but that's what I recommend kind of saving your special ability for, kind of keeping your Ether Shroud for, right? You could use, say, your Energy Mine, stuff like that. If you wanted to, I'd recommend just keeping Ether Shroud. It kind of is a more safe keeping for me, at least. I'm like, oh man, I can do a very stupid decision and still get away with it because I have Ether Shroud. When I'm running around with like Frenzy Guard or Healing Aura, I feel very vulnerable. Maybe that's just me. Special ability. We can go ahead and swing a little bit. Kind of just take a little bit more damage to the amalgam. Try and kill him real fast. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Get away from me, zombies. In a sense, you could call this God mode, but then in a sense, you do take a little bit of damage every once in a while. So, it's kind of considered whatever you would think. When you do it properly and when you're paying attention and you're actually focused on your game, it is a God mode type of thing because you can't die if you're paying attention. Now, obviously, if you're not paying attention, you very easily can die. That's pretty much what God mode is the ability to not die, right? It's not always you can just walk away from your controller and come back and still be alive. Just the ability not to die. Yeah, come on, zombies. Bring it on. It's very interesting, though, to do this. I mean, it's definitely something cool. Gives you something else to do other than throwing a Molotov on the ground. I'm by no means throwing shade to the oil trap users. Respect, because that takes some serious dedication. Alright, so I have been kind of knocked over to this right side, and I'm just chilling now. I'm not going to take any damage. It's pretty much just staying on kind of this cannon platform, I guess you could say, for this, laying down. And you'll be fine. Obviously on this side given, right? But yeah, we should be fairly good. It's a parasite round. I can stay here. We'll stay here. We'll see how it goes. Okay, there's a Dissector. There's a Semtex. I don't really think we need any of that. The Vermin should... Yeah, everything should kind of stay right here. The problem with sitting here is if you don't, say, have like Casimirs or anything, you could end up getting cooked. Because I think you're gonna kill everything, you know. So like say we can throw a Kazi. Just stay back over here. It's pretty much just right there. We actually should be able to get the max ammo from this. If we can. We'll see. No. That thing did not last long at all. The mimics are super annoying. Yeah, I mean, if you want this to be easier for you and you to be able to really do this without having to worry too much, I would recommend doing it on standard because you won't have the mimics constantly spawning in and constantly messing with you. Is it a bad thing? No, you get to play Haunted Havoc, so it's freaking dope. But, you know, it does get a little bit of annoying when you always got to be constantly moving back and forth and stuff like that. So, do what you want, play what game modes you want, but if you're looking for super duper easiness, I would maybe recommend staying and doing this on standard instead of doing this on this mode. But hey, do what you want, like I was saying. There's a nuke right there. We don't really need to grab that right this second. Keep spinning back and forth. See, we kind of got knocked a little bit out of it. Okay, we can kill these guys. We can just move back over. Amalgam's right there. Yeah, you kind of want to focus as much as you can on the elites whenever they spawn in. He's like a hair from death. Literally, there we go. Okay, we got a few zombies right here. They're dead. Nice. Another zombie. There's the end of the round. Super duper easy. Okay. Yeah, imagine if you had the jet gun down here. Psh, that'd be crazy. I think that would have been a cool little super Easter egg reward if they did like universal wonder weapons for all the maps. Like they were in the mystery box, of course, right? Like you could play the Reckoning with the swords. Like that would have been cool. I wouldn't have complained about that, dude. I don't think most people would have. That isn't something crazy hard, I think, to put in the game, but it's something kind of cool and maybe worth doing all the Easter eggs. Like that would be so dope to test out some of these wonder weapons against, say, like Patient 13 or Richtofen. I think it would be. Yeah, see, like having these mimics spawn in, it can be pretty annoying. Let me just pop this Ether Shroud real quick. We gotta push back over here. Crawl, crawl, crawl. Mimic, get out of there. Holy crap. What a terrible special zombie, man. We got jack-o'-lanterns right there. Nothing over there. Okay. Alright. We can just still stay seated. That's so annoying how he spawns right there. Yeah. Just push me back by the cannon, please. This round's literally right in front of me. We can just finish it real quick. Yeah, maybe do it on standard. Be a little bit easier for you. You won't have to deal with the mimics. It's what my recommendation would be if you're just trying to grind XP and gums. But if you're trying to grind the Haunted Havoc mode, then maybe, just maybe, do it on Haunted Havoc. There's a zombie approaching us right here. He's dead. There we go. Another one somewhere around here. Jeez. Oh, no. Okay, cool. He wasn't part of the round. All right, round 30. Maybe we can kind of get a chill experience here. Not really have too many mimics spawn in, because that gets pretty ridiculous. Actually, I should have my... There we go. See, even when you get knocked around, you don't really get hit much, so it's not really a super big worry. At least for me. It's usually pretty chill. There's a max ammo. Hey, we got our special ability. Bam. Okay. I am like freaking held into this wall right now, just getting slapped because of the mimic. We can get up. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's a nice thing though, is you can kind of just hop in it and hop out of it. Okay, we can go back over here. So say Ether Shroud's about to be over, we can just boom, boom, and we're back here. But yeah, if mimics didn't exist in this stupid game mode, this would be insanely easy for this mode, but definitely do it in standard for sure. Now that I'm really gathering the evidence. But it can be used in Haunted Havoc. I guess that's good that we loaded up Haunted Havoc, because a lot of people probably would have wondered that. If it's done in Haunted Havoc, it can 100% be done in standard. There must be a zombie somewhere. Where is he? There he is, all the way over there. Throw that, boom, and he's dead. Nice. But yeah, that's pretty much the strategy. Again, you can just literally prone into this and just turn around, and you'll literally be fine. You won't really have nothing to worry about. Occasionally, you can get hit, so, you know, there's that. But I definitely recommend using it, especially if you have really nothing else to do, you're bored, you're just trying to grind out some XP, stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, do not forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I am out. Have a good one. Peace.